Hello everybody, welcome back to Bunker Nation. Today, we're going to dive into why the E.D.A military is so big and where they began. And if you want to help in any upcoming videos, join my Discord server in the description below. And without any further ado, let's get started, shall we? In the times of 40,000 BHC, before human civilization, on the lush planet of Amatos, the first E.D.A arrived. The E.D.A look similar to humans, but with some noticeable differences. One of the most noticeable differences is their size. The average E.D.A is about 7 to 8 feet tall and possesses a lot more durability and strength and intelligence compared to humans. Scientists estimate that there were approximately 7 E.D.A initially, consisting of 4 boys and 3 girls. These pioneers constructed expansive houses and established massive farmlands. Reproduction among the E.D.A started, and within about 20 years, their population grew to around 50. One of the initial E.D.A assumed a leadership role, introducing a system of order with 5 distinct categories: farmers, guards, merchants, inventors, and city leaders. Each individual had a designated role. The E.D.A continued expanding their farmlands in town, steadily reproducing. Roughly 25 to 50 years later, a leader dispatched 9 teams of 15 in various directions to seize new territories and expand back to the mainland. Half of these teams encountered hostile regions and successfully conquered them. On the other hand, the remaining teams encountered the Amatons, a local population willing to join forces for mutual empowerment and accelerated expansion. The resulting collaboration, known as the Malakov Ankredust, or Agreement of Forces, led to remarkable growth for both civilizations. Their combined strategy involved sending teams to explore and expand, ultimately contributing to their rapid expansion. However, before I get into the reasons behind the E.D.A's substantial growth, it's essential to address their innovations and conflicts. The E.D.A's developed the water wheel for power generation and established an automated crop irrigation system, a tremendous advantage given to their extensive farmlands. The merchants introduced a new form of currency, called shillings, which replaced traditional barter systems. After a conflict with the LOS, the League of Shadows, which is a rival faction, the E.D.A's and Amatons constructed a massive wall around their town. Each wall segment measuring approximately 40 feet in height and 30 feet in width. This fortification significantly increased their defenses against potential invasions. After this fortification, the rate of many thefts went down. This suggested that there were many intruders. To refresh your memory, the E.D.A's harnessed water wheels and automated farming, possessed vast farmlands and formidable armies, constructed a protective wall, stationed guards throughout the city, and expanded the city's territory by around 5 miles daily. All this progress occurred within a mere 450 years of their existence. The E.D.A's impressive population can be attributed to each E.D.A and Amaton family having around 4 to 6 children every few years. All of them were sustained by the huge farmlands. The planet of Amatos has very rich soil and many resources. The continuous expansion of these farmlands provided enough food for their rapid growth. After roughly 50 years later, their combined population has surged to around 25,000 Amatons and 30,000 E.D.As, and their military was large and powerful. Although the Amatons seemed like brutes, they were actually really well organized in terms of military and their own society. They positioned a series of berserkers in the front lines, and behind them were swordsmen riding on the national animal called mutators. Skilled archers and swordsmen were stationed atop the city's walls, ready to defend against any threats. Even when wars were not going on, guards still patrolled every point of the city, ready for action. After approximately 500 years, the Amatons and E.D.A's controlled about 1/3 of the planet. Amatos is about 5 times the size of Earth. Their kingdom would soon attract others. Approximately 2,500 years after the Agreement of Forces, the Amatons and E.D.A's had a technological revolution. During the technological revolution, the E.D.A's and Amatons discovered steampunk technology. Subhuman creatures began emerging and raiding. This was because they wanted the E.D.A's inventions. In response, the E.D.A's and Amatons annihilated them, engaging in raids to thwart the rise of these creatures before they could amass significant power. During these raids, the Amatons discovered rebel factions among the subspecies, individuals who would fight for noble causes rather than mere plunder. These rebels were welcomed into the E.D.A community, an event dubbed the Rites of Purpose, or Momiska di Revolua. This was a huge event in history. They transcended from being a mere race to the E.D.A, the Enforcement Defense Army. Inviting new races into the kingdom tripled the population of the E.D.A. The Amatons in E.D.A were celebrated in new folk songs, captivating the interest of various races that yearned to join their ranks. However, these aspiring recruits were often constrained by their respective governments. An Amaton king named Niskar Jin Orthas took a bold step, organizing Amaton raids on corrupt regions, with the E.D.A holding a fort while integrating the rebel forces. The sequence of events elevated the E.D.A and Amatons for a mere empire, the Noro Elkablush, signifying ownership of half or more of the entire world. Inventors from different regions and races converged, uniting their expertise to fashion revolutionary creations. Their innovations spanned from the world's first telephone and airplane to a musket prototype. They found a combustible crystal and used it in a glass jar. They dropped it from the plane, and this was the E.D.A's version of carpet bombing. While making these carpet bombs, an E.D.A inventor stumbled upon a high-voltage spark while attempting to simulate artificial fire, leading to the creation of a rubber wire capable of transferring that power. Remarkably, these advancements unfolding 2 millennia before the emerge of human civilization. Eventually, the League of Shadows from the planet of Kranek intercepted a signal from the newly invented telephones and launched an attempt to raid the E.D.A. Despite the overwhelming numbers of the LOS, the E.D.A and Amatons defended their territory. Amidst fierce clashes, both sides employed musket guns and engaged carpet bombings, transforming the once idyllic Amaton forest into a grim battlefield. There was mud, fire, and barbed wire everywhere. The LOS began adopting and advancing the E.D.A's ideas, escalating the conflict. However, the E.D.A resorted to a daring tactic. They captured LOS soldiers, loaded their mouths with grenades, and sent them charging into the front lines. Miniguns were introduced and the E.D.A fought back with determination. Ultimately, the LOS retreated, and the Amatons and E.D.A commenced a process of recovery. Despite significant losses, they made an astonishing stride, expanding their empire to twice its previous size, and training every civilian as a potential soldier. Over the passage of time, the E.D.A continued to innovate, developing advanced weaponry and neutralizing heroic individuals. The E.D.A transcended from being a mere military or organization. It became a cohesive family of brave warriors. Today, the E.D.A embarks on heroic journeys. With each passing day, the E.D.A's influence and presence grow ever larger. The E.D.A stands posed to shape the course of history in ways previously unimaginable. Thank you for watching to the end. Sorry for the late upload. I wasn't happy with my voice and I had to redo it a few times. But I had a really fun time making this video.